The grand ballroom of the Celestial Tower Hotel in downtown Seattle gleamed under a crisp October night in 2027. Its towering glass walls and cascading crystal chandeliers framed a 15-year high school reunion buzzing with ego and ambition. Polished marble floors reflected velvet-draped tables, where a jazz trio's soft notes wove through the clink of $600 a bottle champagne. The guest list was a parade of self-made Titans tech moguls in $20,000 Brioni suits, influencers in Gucci gowns, and consultants flashing platinum credit cards. Over 200 former classmates filled the space, their Patek Philippe watches catching the light, their laughter sharp as glass. Photographers lingered at the entrance, their flashes illuminating Pine Street, ready to immortalize the night's winners on social media. The air crackled with one-upmanship, every boast a deal, every glance a verdict. Lila Harper, 33, slipped into the ballroom like a shadow. Her presence went unnoticed at first, her faded cream linen dress hanging loosely over scuffed loafers. Her auburn hair fell naturally, framing a face bare of makeup, her green eyes glowing with quiet strength and buried hurt. A worn canvas tote hung from her shoulder, her only accessory. The crowd's eyes soon found her, narrowing with disdain. Cassandra Wells, a realtor clutching a knockoff Prada bag, sneered loudly. She's probably here to apply for a janitor job. The front row tittered, the sound ablaze against Lila's calm. She stood by a marble column, hands steady, as the crowd's cruelty simmered. Lila had been the quiet scholar at Westview High, her brilliance dimmed by her humble roots. Now a volunteer at Seattle's community centers, she poured her soul into teaching kids to code. Her simple life was her choice, her marriage to Julian Pierce a secret kept from her past, rooted in love, not wealth. Tonight, she'd come to face old scars, her spirit unbroken but her heart heavy. The insults came fast, a venomous tide to drown Lila's dignity. A group of former debate team members near the towering floral displays turned their smugness into a cruel spectacle. Marcus Tate, a corporate headhunter, pointed at Lila's loafers and scoffed. Did she pull those shoes from a thrift store bin? His friends roared, their laughter slicing through the jazz trio's melody. Another, a PR strategist named Olivia Grant, snapped a photo of Lila's dress and posted it online with the caption, "Reunion or charity case chic?" The post went viral, notifications piling up like daggers to Lila's pride. Guests whispered, "She's a mockery of our success." A former class president called out, "Lila, did you knit that tote from yarn scraps?" The hall chuckled, the taunt a lash against her poise. Lila adjusted her tote, her eyes steady, but the weight of their malice was suffocating. A cluster of former cheerleaders by the Gilded Bar spun their disdain into a public shaming. Tessa Reed, a lifestyle influencer, pointed at Lila's dress and laughed, still wearing her high school rags. Her friends cackled, their voices echoing off the marble walls. Another, a boutique owner named Harper Cole, posted a photo of Lila's tote with the caption, "Reunion or flea market find?" The post exploded, each like a blow to Lila's dignity. Guests smirked, whispering, "She's a relic of failure." A former prom queen shouted, "Lila, did you borrow that dress from a shelter?" The hall erupted, the taunt a guillotine to her calm. Lila clutched her tote tighter, her faint smile a shield, but the storm of cruelty pressed harder. The mockery peaked when Daniel Vaughn, 35, a venture capitalist who dated Lila in high school, took the microphone. Once the soccer star who dumped her for popularity, he now flaunted his new wife, Isabella Moore, a former model dripping in $50,000 emeralds. "Some people are born to fade into the background," he declared, arm around Isabella. "Success takes ambition, talent, and the right partner like me." The hall applauded, the sound a whip against Lila's quiet strength. Isabella leaned to her friend, Sophia Lane, a corporate attorney with a ruby bracelet, and hissed, "She's a nobody. Why is she even here?" Sophia snorted, probably begging for a handout. The laughter was a blade to Lila's pride. A group of tech entrepreneurs near the velvet-curtained windows whispered loudly. "She's a joke," one hissed, a startup founder named Ethan Cole, his cufflinks gleaming. "No network, no status. How'd she get in?" Another, a crypto investor named Owen Blake, sneered, "She's here to pitch some sob story charity." Their words cut through the jazz, as guests raised whiskey glasses in mockery. Isabella toasted, to winners without her kind, her emeralds swaying. A guest nudged Lila's arm, jostling her tote. She steadied it, her face unchanged, but the scorn was a crushing fog. The insults grew sharper when a trio of former drama club members near the crystal staircase turned their venom viral. That dress, sneered a theater producer named Felix Hart, his velvet jacket rustling. It's an insult to this reunion. A blogger named Mia Vaughn livestreamed their attack, muttering, Lila Harper, proof you can't fake class. The stream sparked a frenzy, hashtags like Harper failure trending. Sophia zoomed in on Lila's loafers, whispering, she's a stain on our legacy. The laughter echoed, a whip to Lila's poise. The cruelty reached its zenith when Ethan stood, his watch glinting. Lila drags everyone down, he declared, pointing at her. The guests roared with laughter. Isabella clapped, her emeralds flashing. She's the reunion's punchline. Cameras flashed, the press shouted questions, and Lila's hands stilled, her tote glowing under the chandeliers. She stood unshaken, her silence a fortress. Then, the ballroom's massive oak doors slammed open with a thunderous crash. Armored black SUVs screeched to a halt outside, engines roaring. 2 rows of men in sharp suits lined the entrance, earpieces glinting. The air froze. Julian Pierce, 38, CEO of Pierce Dynamics, a $400 billion tech empire revolutionizing quantum computing, strode in. His tailored Tom Ford suit hugged his tall frame, his steel gray eyes sweeping the crowd with quiet menace. Known for his ruthless innovation and private life, he could topple markets with a single call. He moved straight to Lila, brushing past the stunned guests like they were nothing. Julian dropped to one knee before Lila, kissed her hand, and rose, his voice cutting through the silence like lightning. She is my wife, Lila Pierce, and none of you are worthy to speak her name. Champagne glasses shattered on the marble floor. Daniel's face went pale, his microphone slipping. Isabella clutched his arm, her emeralds dull, her composure crumbling. Julian's presence dominated as he faced the crowd. Lila is the heart of Pierce Dynamics, he declared, unveiling a contract with her signature, tying half the guests' firms to her decisions. Security stepped forward, presenting emails blacklisting names and canceling deals. Isabella's family hotels, Ethan's startup, Sophia's law firm all now under Lila's review. A photographer who mocked Lila's dress dropped his camera, his Pierce-backed gig at risk. Lila stood tall, her faded dress glowing, her tote a symbol of her hidden power. The guests erupted in chaos. Isabella slammed her flute down, screaming, "This is impossible." Ethan dropped his phone, shouting, "She's a fraud." Sophia yelled, "She's a nobody." But their protests were dust. Julian faced Ethan, his voice steel. "Your startup mocked Lila, but Pierce Dynamics will fund her schools instead." Security showed Ethan's deals collapsing in real time. Lila faced Sophia, her voice clear. "Your firm slandered me, but Pierce will back my libraries." Sophia's bracelet slipped as her clients fled. Julian unveiled a new Pierce initiative, naming Lila its global ambassador, her face set to grace every campaign. The truth unraveled the guests' pride. Lila had met Julian 4 years ago at a coding workshop for underprivileged kids. Her passion drew his quiet admiration. Their private marriage was a vow of equals, her simplicity a rebellion against a world obsessed with wealth. Julian, once a solitary genius, found purpose in Lila, her heart shaping Pierce Dynamics philanthropy. The reunion was his stage, planned since he learned of Daniel's boasts. As the elite shrank, their arrogance ashes, Lila faced Cassandra. "Your real estate mocked me, but Pierce will back my community centers." Cassandra's necklace slipped as her firm lost sponsors. Julian faced Daniel. "You humiliated my wife, but your fund's loans rely on Pierce." Now Lila decides. Daniel sank to his knees, his empire crumbling. He whispered, "Lila, I'm sorry." Her gaze was steady. "You didn't break me, Daniel. You broke yourself." 1 month later, Forbes crowned Lila Pierce the new face of Pierce Dynamics. Daniel's fund collapsed, his marriage to Isabella in ruins. Ethan's startup folded, Sophia's firm faced insolvency, and Cassandra's deals vanished. The guests who mocked Lila faded from Seattle's elite. Lila and Julian walked hand in hand, their love unshakable, their empire untouchable. What moment made your heart race? Was Lila's silence her greatest weapon, or was Julian's entrance the ultimate power move? Should the guests have apologized, or was their downfall justice enough? Drop your thoughts below, like if this story hit you hard, and subscribe for more tales of hidden heroes rising.